Ready when you are. Please engage.
What's going on, everybody? So in today's video, we are going to be reviewing the Delta 18900L drill press. And this drill press is definitely a gem. She found me, I didn't find her, and I couldn't be happier. So today we're going to talk about the features, the pros and cons, should you buy it, and a lot more. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss this, and if you haven't subscribed already for more great reviews like this, then be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and let's get started. All right, everybody, so the first thing we're going to talk about with this drill press is cleaning, and for cleaning, it is recommended that you use like a floor paste wax for the table or any kind of work table that you're going to be using for this drill press. And so before that, getting it out of the box and everything like that, what I used to clean the table, because it had kind of like a film on it, like a rust protective film. And so what I used was just like a good old wire brush. And then I just like put some WD-40 on it, I guess you could say. Got my WD-40 right here, just sprayed some WD-40 on it. Went in, like just scrubbed it really good, scrubbed it until it just felt really smooth. So like naturally from the shop, this is gonna feel really smooth. And so I would say after the film is removed. So once you remove the film, this should feel smooth along with just the wire brushing and everything like that. So that's what I did for the table to clean it. For the post, the column, I just used some sandpaper, and I just used some 500 grit sandpaper right here. Just went along the post and just did a light rub going from left to right, not up and down. If you go up and down, you're going to kind of like ruin the finish, which is what I went up and down on this top part just for the drill head to slide on easier. And then down here, I just wanted to clean off the rust preventative film. And so I just went from left to right, from, I would say, this ring and below. So another thing that you can use to clean your drill press is just some like denatured alcohol or rubbing alcohol. And I use that for this, I guess you could say the chuck. All right, and then so after cleaning this, then that's pretty much all that there is to clean. You also want to clean on the inside, and you want to clean the base of the drill, the base plate that it's going to mount to, the stand. You also want to clean that, and you can go ahead and just, you know, kind of like wipe down everything, but that's going to be the most important things for this drill press to clean. And then so now we're going to move on over toward the Quill and Quill Travel and everything like that. All right. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the Quill Travel. And another thing I want to mention is that this is my first drill press. So I wanted to get something that I could grow into. And this one was the perfect drill press at the price. In 2022, at the time of purchasing this, I think I spent like $1,200. And I thought it was a really good deal considering what I was looking at, like the Jets and the Grizzlies, for what you get. So going back to the Quill Travel and why I mentioned the price point and for what you get, this drill press goes to a 6-inch depth. And so that's really cool, and all in one stroke. So all in one stroke, you can go all the way down to 6 inches. So I thought that was really cool. And another cool thing is that you get I'll show you, you get the measurements right here for where you're at. So if you're at 1 inch, you're at 2 inch, you're at 3 inch, it does let you know, so you can kind of really make more accurate depths when you drill, which is really cool. So with that said, we're going to go on, I guess, to tools since we're on this side. You get a cool tool holder, which is what I like, because you'll see like a lot of tips and tricks on drill presses, and then you'll have the magnet and everything, the magnet bowl, and it's like, oh yeah, put your like chuck key right there. Whereas here you can put your chuck key, it's already designed for you to just go ahead and stick it right there. So that's a really nice feature to have, and I really like that about this drill press. So now let's move on. All right, here's another location for your tools. And this is your drift key, or your multi-purpose tool as I like to call it, and it fits right underneath your table into those metal clips right there. So that's a really cool location. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the post and the post handle and everything like that. And so you can see here that it's just like really easy. I mean, it's just really easy to work with. I'm not sure if I overdid it on the grease, but I did grease up the gearing and everything like that. The grease that comes with it is like very small amount. And so I know that this, I'm going to be using this a lot, so I kind of greased it up a little bit. But let me know in the comments if I use too much grease. But so pretty much here, it's just very easy to work with, super, super, super smooth, very easy, like I said before. And another cool thing is that if you do want to use, if you want to drill bigger projects, you can just go ahead and like rotate it out of the way like that. So that's something cool about this drill press. And, so with that said, I can actually show you on this end right here. Then you can see here, this is what you're going to use to lock the drill press. So like once you have it at a certain length, then you'll just go ahead and lock it down, and then it's not going to move. So then that way, like when you need to make really precise drill like holes, then you can rest assured that your work table is not going to move. It's going to stay firm, and that's really important. So okay, now we're going to move on over to the table itself and like just the features of the table and what you get with the table. Okay, so here we have our table again, and I want to go over the features of this table and everything like that. So if we loosen these two knobs at the bottom, then we can get 45 degrees front, and that's really cool. So, you know, it kind of just opens up the door for many options in terms of drilling. And you get like 2 through holes right here, and then you get like your T slots right here. And that's really cool to have. And plus you get this wood kind of, you know, just like base plate or just drill plate, I guess you could call it. And this is really cool because this is replaceable, and you can adjust the level to make sure that it's even with the drill plate. So that's something really cool. And it's just made out of like MDF, you know, medium density fiberboard. And so that's just easily replaceable for low cost. So you could buy like a whole sheet of MDF and then just, you know, cut it into squares one day and then just have a bunch of replaceable squares if you need it. So that's really cool. And also what you can do, there's another cool thing. I'm just going to go around here to the other side. Okay, so now we're going to have our multi-purpose tool here, and you're going to see that this tool right here, it serves a lot of purposes. One, if you need to remove the drill chuck up here, up above, and that's what you're going to use this kind of like, you know, like more sharper end point for. And then on this side, you're going to have some openings for some nuts to adjust, to loosen some nuts. And so that's what we're going to do right now so that I can show you how to adjust this plate. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is raise our table until it's about 1/2 centimeter away from your drill chuck. And after that, then we're going to go ahead and line up this first slot with the inside slot. So we'll just rotate our chuck until both slots are aligned, just like this. And after that, we're going to take our multi-purpose tool here, our chuck removal tool, and we're going to insert it into both slots so that it's resting onto that rod that's in the middle right there. And that rod connects to the drill chuck, which is also called an arbor. So that rod that is touching the multi-purpose tool there, it's called an arbor. And so we want to release that from the drill press. So this is what it's going to look like all in one motion. We're going to take our hammer and we're going to just give it a light tap, and that's it. And so not a hard tap, and because the drill table is so close to the chuck, it didn't fall, you didn't lose control of it, and it's not damaged. So once it's loosened, then we can lower our table again, and after it's, you know, within clearance, then we can go ahead and remove our chuck and do what we need to do, clean it, service it. And that's how you remove a drill chuck from your drill press or your quill. And all right, let's move forward. Okay, so to adjust the table, we're going to pull this pin out right here, and you only want to keep this pin in. You only want to keep this pin in when the table is horizontal at its original position. So in its flat position at 0 degrees, at 0 degrees, then that's when you're going to want to keep this table in, or just like in its flat level position. And if you're going to rotate the table like 90 degrees or 45 degrees to the left or to the right, you're going to pull this pin out, and then you're going to take your tool and you're going to just attach it to this bolt here, and you're just going to go ahead and loosen it. And I've already loosened it. I actually had to use a breaker bar. And so from there, you'll just go ahead and loosen it. And then once you loosen it, then you can go ahead and tilt the table to the left or to the right, 90 degrees forward and backwards, like that. Now we're at 0. Now we're at 50. Also, here is the adjustment knob for going up and down. So that took a little bit of effort on adjusting this table and locking it back down and securing it and everything like that. So my advice for this situation right here would be to just use like a ratchet or something like that, and then go ahead and lock it down once you're done. And it might even be wise to maybe remove this table altogether and just clean on the inside, just so that it's a little bit more, it moves a little bit more freely. But that is totally optional, and do that at your discretion. Other than that, this table is great. I'd rather have it be a little bit on the stiff side than on the too loose side, so that's cool. Now let's go ahead and move on over to the laser and the light. Okay, so now we're on to the laser and the light, and both, you do not need batteries or anything like that. They're all powered from the machine, which is really cool. So you don't have to worry about like battery replacement, forgetting that you left the light on, forgetting that you left the laser on. Everything is powered by the machine, and so you don't have to worry about batteries. And so with the laser, you do get the laser on both sides. So it's going to be on this side and on the other side. And it's going to be a cross pattern, and so you can use these two adjustment screws on both sides to align the laser if it's out of alignment, but it comes aligned from the factory. So that's really cool. You get a laser to really ensure that you get accurate, precise holes every time. And then you also get a work light, which is really cool. And then you can just kind of shine this light wherever you need to on your work table. And that's really nice because this light is really bright, and I'll show you in just a minute. And so these two features really just, you know, take the drill press to a higher level in terms of just making it easier to work with, and just to make work itself just more enjoyable, more pleasurable. So these two cool features are just amazing to have. All right, so now we're gonna go and we're gonna talk about this thing right here, which is a depth stop. And so I'm gonna explain how that works and why this one is much cooler than other depth stops that you might have experienced with other drill presses. Okay, so here's the depth stop, and this is how it works. Pretty much you're gonna have a ring up here, right? You're gonna have a ring up here, and you're gonna have a ring down here, and they're both connected to this threaded rod right here that connects to the drill press quill and everything like that. And so let's say, for example, you need to go a certain length, a certain depth, and then you need it to stop. So you can take this right here, this one at the top, press this button and just drop it down, and then let's say drop it to right there. So now when you go to make your drill, that's as deep as you're gonna go. That's it. And then after that, you can even fine tune it by threading it. So at that point, you can thread it and really get that fine adjustment. And then same for the bottom. So if you want to come up, like if you want to stop the drill press, like let's say for example you want to keep it right here the entire time. So let me see. Let's kind of get it in frame here. So let's say you want to, every time it returns back here, back to zero, right? But you don't want that. You want to maybe stop it right there, right? So now I can stop there. So then if you want to just like maybe do some type of like sanding or, wire brushing, then you can do that. And so that's what's really cool about this. And versus other drill presses where you're going to have to like constantly like keep screwing and everything like that, this saves you a ton of time just by pressing a button, sliding it up as much as you want, and then you can set your drill press to however you like to do a number of really good jobs on all types of projects. So that's really cool. Now let's talk about the buttons for the laser and the light right here. Okay, so here you have your laser and your light buttons. And so for the light, you would just go ahead and press this light button and you would get light. And that's really cool. And then for the laser, you just press this button. And so that's what your laser looks like, which is really cool. And then so if whatever project you have, you would just go ahead and bring it back. You would just drop your drill down to there, and then it would line up right there with the crosshairs, the X's. So that's really nice. Okay, so here's our belt system and our drive system and how everything works up here in terms of like speeds and everything like that. So you have this chart right here, and this chart is going to tell you what you need to set the drill press at. It's really cool because it has like, you know, hardened metals, acrylics, brass, everything like that. And this little chart right here is actually, looks like it's made of metal. So that's really nice. Really nice touch to this drill press. This cover is plastic, just to let you know, but this part right here is metal. So they put plastic where they needed to put plastic, and they put metal where they needed to put metal, which is really cool. And this plastic cover does not, you know, feel flimsy or weak in any way. And so here's the gearing system. And so how this works is you pretty much just pull this all the way and lock it over when you want to change the gear, when you want to change the belts to a certain speed. And then you would just reference this chart right here to whatever speed you're trying to acquire. And so the lowest speed is 170 in RPMs. 170 RPMs is really cool. And then the highest speed is going to be right here at 3,000. So you have 3,000 RPM at your highest, and then you have 170 at your lowest. So that's really cool. That's a wide range to just cover a lot of different materials and a lot of size drill bits and stuff like that. And so once you're done, once you have everything set, one cool thing is that if you forget to set the tensioner and you close it, it won't close. See? So that's a really cool feature. So then that'll remind you that you need to go ahead and set the tensioner. And then it's already preset. So you'll see that there's still more length you can go. You can actually take this handle all the way over here, but you don't want to do that. It's already preset by the factory that just once it covers enough, once it goes over enough to just rest in position, then you're good to go, and then it's already going to be at the right tension. And then from there, whatever speed you desire, after you've set it, then you're just going to go ahead and close it. And you're all set, and then you can start drilling. So on that note, let's start drilling. Okay, so we have everything set up. We're gonna go ahead and drill a hole into this pipe here, and we're gonna see how it performs. We're at the slowest setting on this drill press, so I mean the slowest speed, I should say. And so gonna go ahead and just see how that works for this drill bit. It's a medium-sized drill bit going into mild steel. So we're just gonna see what it's like at the slowest speed. And if we have to speed it up or anything like that, then we will. And I can turn on this laser so that you can see the laser. Hopefully you can see that. Let's see how it looks. Okay, so we have the laser on, and we'll go ahead and turn on the work light here. And you can just see what this work light looks like. This is without it, and here it is right there. So it looks pretty cool. I like it. It's a little bright, but you can always adjust that by bringing it higher and stuff like that. And some light is better than no light. So let's go ahead and get started and see how she drills. And remember, we're always wearing face protection. All right, I'm going to go ahead and change the speed. So we're at 570 RPM. Much better. All right, as you can see, drilled clean through both sides. Both sides are even. So we'll go ahead and we'll test that with the bolt here. Go right through. So as you can see here, might not be long enough, but it's just long enough, and you can see that the hole is even on both sides, which is really important. That's why it's really important to have a drill press when you need to make a hole, to drill a hole through something where you need it to be an even length on both sides. So that's really good. The drill press drilled great, lots of power, didn't stall out or anything like that. Amazing. Okay, let's talk about the base plate at the very bottom here. And the cool thing here is that if you have a large workpiece, then you can just move your table, your work table out of the way, and you can rotate that off to the side, and then you can just mount down some clamping points on these T-slots right here and do larger projects, which is really cool. And then also from the factory, you're going to have to probably file down some of the rough edges. But other than that, though, it's beautiful. It's ground nicely, and you're gonna have to just clean it. So you can use like some WD-40 or something like that, and just clean it up really good with that WD-40 and a wire brush, and you're good to go. And so just want to highlight this part of the drill press. And also, this is the mobile base that I put together. So if you have not seen that video, be sure to check out that video. I'll definitely put a link up in the description for that. So, all right, so final thoughts. All right, everybody, so that concludes this review, and I hope you enjoyed it. So final thoughts, and I would say that, what do you think? I think that the Delta 18900 drill press is amazing, and there's really nothing bad to speak of it. I know that when you see reviews like this and stuff like that, you know, you want to hear something wrong, you know, but honestly, there's really just nothing wrong with this drill press. I'm very happy with it, and it's built solid. I mean, there's nothing on this drill press that's gonna look cheap, feel cheap in any kind of way. Everything is just built solid, built to last. So yeah, if you're looking for a drill press to go with, from my experience as a first-time drill press buyer, this is one of those moments where, you know, there's no regrets. There are no regrets in purchasing this drill press, and so that's really cool. And I know that it's going to last for a really long time, and Delta is a really cool company because you can always get parts from them, and they're still in business and everything like that. So that's good. That's good to know. And one other thing I will say, when this drill press arrived, it arrived on a pallet. It arrived on a pallet. Freight was free shipping, which was really cool. And I will say that the box, everything was pristine. Pulling it out of the package, I've had experience with other types of, you know, heavy machinery, and it's like super rusted and everything like that, and you got to kind of clean off a lot of the rust, I guess, from just, you know, shipping overseas and everything like that. But with this drill press, it was clean, spotless, everything was brand new, almost like it was assembled yesterday. So that's really cool. Lots of great features on the machine. Very versatile in terms of like how much speed variance you get from slow to fast, table adjustment, everything like that. Really good machine. So I highly recommend it. The Delta 18900L, L for laser. And so with that said, I hope you enjoyed this review. I know this is my first drill press, so I'm not going to give you that very super in-depth experience review, but from a beginner's standpoint, I'm very happy, and I know it's going to serve me a long time. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more videos just like this. And until then, see you next time.